time to time, many questions go unanswered. But in the wrestling world, the answers are always right in front of you. No matter the distance in the journey, I will search far and wide for all the answers. Life has no shortcuts, but when it comes to the squared circle, I'm gonna be cutting corners to get you the truth. As House of Glory presents Cutting Corners with JD. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here at the House of Glory Academy on the debut episode of Cutting Corners with JD with a guest that I personally requested as my first for the debut episode. Matt Travis, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty fine.
We are just a couple of weeks away from High Intensity 7, our biggest event of the summer. I want to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've been a House of Glory employee for about a year and a half now. And I think I have a keen eye for talent. I've been a wrestling fan myself for over 30 years. You almost immediately stood out to me, especially in 2018. What was it like growing up for you, and what made you want to train here with the amazing Red at the House of Glory Academy?
Growing up for me, cockroaches, cigarette boxes on the floor, garbage on the outside. I guess I had a pretty humble upbringing, living in the ghetto. What made me choose House of Glory and Amazing Red as a trainer, mentor, is one of the best I've ever seen in the ring. I didn't want to be a professional wrestler, but I ended up landing here, I guess for a reason.
You said you didn't want to be a professional wrestler. Why is that?
I just didn't grow up wanting to be a wrestler because, I don't know, everybody around me didn't want to be a wrestler. Everybody wanted to be a hustler or a gangbanger. Everybody wanted to make money around me or be a hood legend in the streets. That's what I wanted to be.
What gravitated you to wrestling? What's the one thing that stood out about wrestling that said, you know what, let's do this?
I guess it's a real personal thing for me, I guess. As a kid, my grandmother used to watch it. So, aside from getting in trouble, I used to watch with my grandmother. And those are the fond memories I had with professional wrestling. So it's real sentimental to me because of that.
I was the same way. I watched it with both of my grandparents as well. That's how I was growing into the industry and the business.
Yeah.
Same thing as you. Every time I've been here at the House of Glory School like I am today with you, I've seen you here almost every time. What's your diet consist of, and how often are you in the gym? And what are you currently listening to? Being that I'm a big music guy myself, I was growing up in a family of musicians. What are you currently listening to get yourself motivated?
Just a lot of hip hop, Dipset, old school 50 Cent, G-Unit, whatever gets me in the mood, 6ix9ine. As far as dieting and all this stuff, man, I don't know, I just eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of things to get me big, to help me get bigger. And I'm at the gym all the time, man. I'm trying to get bigger and better as I go. I'm not trying to be like these fake students in House of Glory or whatnot, man. I take this serious. If I'm doing this, it's for a reason.
And getting better you are. Like I said, you stood out, especially in 2018 to me, where I'm sitting at the commentary booth. You're a very outspoken individual. I've spoken to you a few times personally off camera. You're a man who knows what he wants, and to me, will do anything to get it. That's just the type of personality I see from you. A guy who can be your best friend or your absolute worst enemy. In every business, there are ups and downs. Snakes, cutthroats. What's the one thing you love and one thing you hate about this business of professional wrestling that we all love so passionately?
I say the biggest thing I hate about professional wrestling right now is the politics. The snakes, the people that go behind your back and stab you. Something so small as a booking or whatever. I think that's my biggest problem. But not just in professional wrestling, in life, period. Snakes are like the number one thing that I dislike. And I will always dislike.
What's the one thing you love about it?
One thing I love about professional wrestling, I guess I get to express myself beating other people up. That's the biggest thing for me. Without getting locked up or being charged with an assault or whatever.
Tell me about your relationship with Ken Broadway. What brought you two guys together to a point where you were almost like blood brothers? And what exactly happened that deteriorated that friendship? Also, Leroy Green, what's your relationship with him currently, and what do you think about Leroy?
You'd ask me a question about Ken Broadway. You serious?
That's my job.
You know what's funny? This is the main question everybody asks me. What happened between you and Ken Broadway? You guys were like blood brothers. We are blood brothers. Till death do us part, like I always say. I know Ken because when we was little kids, we grew up on the same block. His grandmother lived in my grandmother's building. And we connected. We used to hustle other kids for their money, their school lunch money. We used to steal their toys. We used to jump people together as kids in the sandbox. That's how far back we go. As far as I'm concerned, Ken's an unloyal piece of garbage. And every time I hear his name, I don't know why, it bothers me a little bit.
Are you jealous of Ken Broadway?
It's definitely not jealousy at all. At all. What it is unloyalty on his end. As far as Leroy Green, why are we even talking about him?
I feel like Leroy Green's a factor in your feelings toward Ken Broadway. You say he's unloyal, but
all Leroy
you seem very compassionate about Leroy.
All Leroy is he's a bag boy, he's a young boy. All he ever did was clean my gear, carry my bags, he carried Ken's bags. That's all I know him for. That's about it. Our couple of fights, what I've done to him. I done whooped him out. How many times? He's a non-factor in this situation. He's irrelevant to me. Maybe the Ken Broadway, I don't know what they got going on between them. I don't care about it.
Ken Broadway currently holds the Break the Glass Ceiling contract, which guarantees him a title shot at any singles title in House of Glory. Coincidentally, the man that he overcame to win that battle royal is sitting right across from me, you. Take me back to that moment where it was just the two of you left standing in that ring. What was going through your mind? And where were you at mentally to see Broadway celebrating with that contract? What has that done to you mentally as far as moving on from that? And what did it mean to you professionally to defeat Ken at Temperature Rising?
To see Ken win that, and he cheated in my head. He cheated. He blindsided me. He headbutted me. He kicked me in my head. What is this? I thought we was being professional in the ring. Am I right? Aren't we supposed to be professionals?
Every man for himself.
True. But in that ring, at least I gave him the respect at that moment. Seeing Ken win that contract. I guess it bothered me a little bit. Because I'm up next. Ken had his time already. He's been there, he's done that. He messed up. I'm the reason why all this came into fruition. You know that, right? Do you know that? MBK, me holding cash flow on my back, not him. He sent me out to do a lot of things for him. So to see him win that contract and to see him be able to fight for any belt, it bothers me a lot. He don't deserve none of that.
He's worked just as hard as you.
No, he hasn't. He definitely didn't. You think so? You think so? You really think so, JD?
Yes, I do. From where I'm sitting every event, he's working just as hard as you are.
Let's talk about from when I first came in. At Chapter 1 with JT Dunn. Who helped him beat JT Dunn? Okay. Who helped him beat Tony Nese? Okay. Who else? Who helped him beat Leo Rush?
So, are you insinuating that Cash Flow's success is because of you?
Yes, definitely. Because without me, without Murder by Kicks, without that, Ken would have been irrelevant. I brought him new life. He was a scrub before I came. You seen who he was with? He was with Leroy and a female who's not even here and 3 other scrubs that's not even here no more. All they were doing was kissing his ass. When I first came in, I made him become a monster again. And when we was little kids, that's the Ken Broadway I wanted. And I made him into that. So for you to sit here and tell me that Ken he worked just as hard as me, it's funny.
Well, what was it like defeating your ex-best friend at Temperature Rising? How did that feel to you?
I'm numb to all of this. Feelings, I'm numb to everything. I don't feel nothing, especially when it comes to him. How it felt defeating him, I knew I was gonna beat him. On my social media, you know how long I've been saying that I'm gonna come into the wrestling game and get what's mine. This is mine. I deserve a lot of things. And me beating Ken, that was just a stepping stone. And I knew that was gonna happen.
That's actually a perfect lead into the next question that I'm going to ask you. In any business, when it's your time, it's your time. You work hard and to get where you deserve to be. On the other side of the coin, it doesn't always work out that way for some people. Do you feel House of Glory management has held you back and is overlooking Matt Travis? And to what lengths will you go to show them that they were wrong?
That's a great question. That's something that I've never been asked. I appreciate that about you, bringing up, that question. How I feel about House of Glory, do I feel like they're holding me back? Yes, I do. I've been feeling like House of Glory has been holding me back since I stepped foot in this company. They thought that I was just a random friend of Ken's. And I proved time and time again, every time I step foot in this ring, that I'm one of the best professional wrestlers in New York City, let alone in House of Glory. The lengths that I would go to prove my worth, you've seen it. I'm willing to kill myself. I don't give a damn if I have to kill myself in the ring. That's how I want to die. That's how I would want to go. I would rather die in this ring than to nobody in the corner in the streets on Cypress Avenue on 141st Street. I'd rather die in this ring doing what I'm doing, not caring, making a name for myself, than dying like most of my friends on the block. So I think personally that's how far I would go to prove myself. But not for House of Glory though, definitely not. I could care less about what House of Glory thinks about me. But regardless, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to prove my point, prove my worth in professional wrestling, period.
Let's do some word association. I'm gonna give you some names and you give me the first word that pops in your head. The Amazing Red.
Greatest of all time.
Brian XL.
No comment.
House of Glory Wrestling.
Favoritism.
House of Glory World Heavyweight Championship.
I could care less. That crown jewel is all that's on my mind.
Cash Flow Ken Broadway.
Unloyal.
Matt, I'm going to leave the floor to you. It's all yours. From anyone that knows what I do, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell it like it is, and if you don't like it, tough shit. I know you want to leave your mark on House of Glory, but what can we expect from you moving forward? And what's your message to anyone on the House of Glory roster that wants and try and cross paths with Matt Travis?
What can everybody expect from me? I'm not trying to prove a point to everybody. I'm not trying to prove a point to House of Glory. I'm not trying to prove a point to professional wrestling. I could care less about what anybody thinks. I'm trying to leave my mark here. Maybe it's selfishness, I don't know. But I'm trying to go out a legend, an icon. I'm already a street icon. I left my mark in the streets already. Maybe this is something that, I don't know, I might leave for my kids. I don't care about nobody else. What can anybody expect from me? Greatness, maybe. Maybe I get killed tomorrow. Who knows? But that's why I'm leaving my mark here today. As far as a message to anybody in House of Glory.
Let me rephrase that. A message to Ken Broadway.
A message to Ken Broadway. To Ken Broadway. This is a camera right here. You recording this, cameraman? A message to you, Ken Broadway. I'm gonna make your life a living hell. I'm gonna make sure you lose everything. Everything you worked for. Everything you think you worked for. I'm gonna make sure you lose it all. You're nothing but spoiled by House of Glory. I'm the man behind everything. I'm the brains behind everything. I'm gonna make sure you have nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Travis is going to be at High Intensity 7, August 17th at the NYC Arena. What is he going to do? Find out then. I'm JD. This is Cutting Corners.